What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Three Stacks in this thing, representing my team, Team King Games, and we're going over my favorite deck in the entire world, man. I feel like my babies haven't been getting enough love. I just have too many decks now. I'm so distracted with like making them all good and like upgrading them, and I feel like Harold's been whispering in my ear this whole time, like, bro, what about me? You know, like I thought you said that I was your favorite. And also at the same time, I'm sitting here having the thought in the back of my mind, like, what about Jesus? You said that he's your best friend. This deck it takes me back, man. And sometimes I feel like this deck, it really symbolizes my faith. So rituals, you have to sacrifice for them. And also at the same time, fairies they're good guys. Like, they're like angels. And these are light fairies. They're not evil. They're not dark fairies. These are light fairies. So this deck symbolizes sacrificing for good. You sacrifice for your rituals to summon these great guys, these angels, these beast monsters, man. You're summoning a monster that just says you can't even play whether you want to. You don't have a choice. I have absolute control over this duel. That's one of the things that makes this deck so competitive, no matter what people say to me. This is the best deck in the world. He is the best boss monster. In comparison to anything, he just is crazy. And he has his own arsenal now. Like, this deck is amazing. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys my pure Herald perfection list. It's just gotten a lot more consistent. Every time I upgrade it and go over it, it just gets better. And by the way, this is Herald variation number 54. So I have built this deck. No, this is 55 because 54 was the one when I added in the Gale Dagras. And no, 54 was the one with the gammas, with the side frame gammas, because I was like running it to combat hand trap. This is 55. Oh my gosh, sometimes I lose track. But I built 55 100% different builds of Herald of Perfection. I did a Bahamut Shark Toad one with Cloudians. I did it was like a Herald counter trap, Herald counter fairy. I did an invoked Herald. I have not done Fluffle Herald, and here's why. People do it all the time. It's just like it's a standard, like when people run Heralds these days, they're actually just running that Fluffle build. And I feel like, it's blah. I just like the pure build. So we're going to show you my list. We're playing 3 of the best monster in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dude, there is like no more perfect card aside from like True King of all Calamities. These are like my 2 favorite monsters, him and Chlamydia. I nicknamed Calamities. To this day, he is the man. Like, oh my gosh, he's my go-to. Like, I don't even need an extra deck, bro. I don't need an extra deck. Like, I rarely go into it. Even if I want to, I just don't. I like to just keep all my fairies in hand for negates. If you open up with him and you have 5 fairies in hand, you won the duel already. This deck's problem is hand traps. That's the thing that like interferes the plays. More specifically, Ash and Droll. If you open up with Ash, I can play through it, but Droll stops me. Even if I can summon my Herald, I don't get any value off of my baby, my Princess Katana. Hiya! Because she can't search, and it kind of sucks. It cuts your resources so short off of the simple Droll. That's the only problem, and I was playing Gammas for that reason, because I hate when people Ash my pre-prep, or Droll me after terraforming, or try to ogre my Ritual Sanctuary. So I was playing Gammas, and you absolutely can. If I was to play this deck on a competitive scene at regionals, I think the only hand traps I'll play are Gamma and Maxi. And moving forward with him, we also play his ride or die, his queen, his baddie, his dime piece, Princess Katana. Why? Because she got them fans. Hiya! And she plays no games, bro. You have to play 3. All the time I've been playing this deck, ever since she came out, and I was so happy when she did. Believe me, I literally cried. When I learned about pre-prep and Benton and like the Cyber Angel stuff in Ritual Sanctuary, I had like a breakdown. It was like, have you like seen a family member that you haven't seen in years? That's how I felt. Like, I was warmed in my soul. Dude, you have no idea how much I love rituals in this monster in particular. So when they made this card, I fell in love with her. She's been my Princess Katana forever. You really, really have to play 3 because opening up with her is important. Like, the thing is, when you don't open up with her, what do you end up doing? You end up trying to find a way to search her. And I feel like when you open up with her in a pre-prep and like a Scepter, you play all those cards at 3, you have the stick chair combo. And then when you open up with her in like a pre-prep and a Herald, you have double Herald. Like, opening up with her in like a prep or pre-prep or a terraforming and a Manju does a lot. And the thing is, like, sometimes you open with like Dawn and then Manju, and then it's like, dang, that third terraforming that I used to play, it was like 2 Benton and then 3 Terraforming. Every time I drew that 3rd Terraforming, I was like, this could have been her. This could have been Princess Katana. So you have to play 3. I will say no mas about this card. She is just great. She is one of the reasons why this deck is so splashable in all the engines, even the Time Lords and stuff, because she searches light fairies. And I looked up on the Yugioh Wakia card base, every light fairy, and I was like, I want to find all the fairies and I want to play all of them and try them out. 3 Gale this is a card that I really, really didn't like. For the longest, I've just like had such hatred towards the card because I hate paying 6,000 life points. But I admit, it's a +1, and I was like, you know what? I was sitting there doing research, and I was like, I know I can have more +1s than Stick Chair, Pot of Desires, Pre-Prep, and the Ritual Sanctuary combo with Scepter, and then in Special Scepter, normal Maju Search, and then go up to Fairy Cheer Girl, and you actually +1. And I was like, there has to be more ways to plus than that. Come on now. Like, yeah, you can discard the Ritual and then play regular prep and then, like, +1 off of that. Really break even. I was like, there has to be more. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to swallow my pride and I'm going to play Gildraga. And he's amazing. Gildraga is so good. Every time you open up with him, you have a guaranteed double Herald. Why? Because you not only play 3 Heralds, 3 Benton, 3 Dawn of the Herald, and 3 Ritual Sanctuary, Terraformers to search them out, preps and pre-preps, but they're all at 3. So you inevitably draw at least one of them. And if you draw at least 1 Ritual Sanctuary, 1 Herald, or 1 Benton, or 1 prep, or 1 pre-prep in tandem with Gildraga, you have the combo. Like, you can go off, you can make Christia. It's just so good. So it's worth the light points. Like, my eyes are open to seeing how good this card really is, even though he was really sucky before we were in Link format, because now you can link with him to get him off the field so they can't just do that cheesy attack Gildraga for game. And then you also play 3 copies of Handy Manny, Manju. And in tandem with that, we also play 2 copies of Sinju. 3 stacks. Why are you playing all these monsters, all these normal summons? For one, they're fairies. They're discard outlets. And before I played Gildraga, I was playing 3 Manju and 2 Sinju anyways. Now, here are my reasons. When you deduce things in simple, blatant terms, you have to open up with 3 specific cards. Herald, his Ritual, and Benton. And so what you need is to maximize on all your extra ways to get to those cards. So if it's a combo piece that gets the Herald, I want to play it, and I want to play more of those, because I want to see hands that have a mixture of like these, like either these or just like Terraforming and preps. Like, I want to see those. I want every hand to somehow equal into a Herald perfection, and I have finally gotten this deck to the point where it never doesn't open with Herald. It always does. So Sinju helps because he searches out your Benton or your Herald. It's just really, really incredible. I would never cut this card ever. And it's a 40 card deck, so it's not really like I need to cut anything. And then you have the infamous combo that's searchable in this deck, which is why the Star Seraphs are so incredible. The next variation I'm going to do when I can find Star Seraph Scouts, I had them, but I lost them. I'm going to play 3 Scouts and like 3 scale, and then like, yeah, just 3 Scouts, 3 scale. And, the same Stick Chair, and just do like a Herald Star Seraph build, like with more Star Seraphs, and see how it works. It'll be for fun. But you play the obvious, what everybody calls Stick, the 3 Staff. I call him Staff. He's basically a ruler's scepter. A ruler's like cane, like that stick that the kings hold. Like, that's what the scepter is. And then also Sovereignty. So I really, really want to get like a picture with Herald sitting on the Sovereignty with scepter in his hand. I think that'd be dope. And like Arclord Christia bowing before him. This combo is so great in this deck. It's one of the reasons why like going second can be fair sometimes, because you break boards with this. Then you play 2 Honest. 3 was bricky, even though the card is at 3. I understand that. But the thing is, you can search it. And that's why like 3 is not necessary. And finally, to sum up the monsters of Christia, I naturally wasn't playing this card for the longest. I played it in one of my variations. I think it was the number 17. But I was always opting to play Barrier Statue with Ties of the Brethren. And that was so successful. The only problem is now Trick Stars are a thing, and they are a light deck, and they special summon light. So it just like, Barrier Statue doesn't hurt them, and they're one of the most dominant decks. And then also, the weird thing that actually happens is Spiral Sleeper can be special summoned because he's a light. Somehow, like, people, if they can make Firewall, and then Light Sworns are still a thing. It's like the Barrier Statue was good, but not against every matchup. And I was like, dang. Yeah, Ties of the Brethren was extending my plays on the rank 4 end, but it was like, you know what? I want a way to like floodgate them, like for real, for real. I want to hit them with that no special summons and no effects, so you just scoop, and that's how you do it with Christia, and you have the Gildraga combo. So that's the monsters. Everything that's not Gil Dagger is a fairy, so it's just ammunition, bullets for Herald to just kill you. And then for the spells, you play the obligatory 3 pre-preps, 2 regular preps. You have the 5 preps. I can't wait for this card to just go to 3. Put it at 3. Just go to 3 already. Like, I've been waiting too long for this. And then the thing that people say I'm crazy about, 3 copies of Desires. +1s are mandatory because the deck is so consistent. You're naturally able to search out everything you need to make Herald. And once you make Herald, all you want in your hand is fairies. At that point, it doesn't matter what I banish. I don't care what I banish. All I care is that I draw fairies off of this. If I draw at least 1, I'm happy because this spell was transformed into a fairy. I couldn't negate anything with this in the first place. So I'm playing 3 because I gotta see it. I got to see it. Then we play 3 copies of Las Vegas. So this is the sauce. These are the juice and berries. This is Vegas. And these are the Optimus Primes. You got to play at least 2. I think 3 is a little excessive. And granted, yeah, you can discard spells with this field spell. It's just like opening up with this and this is horrible. It's a hard once per turn field spell. Yes, it is nice. It has great recovery. It saved my life, special summoning Herald from the graveyard after they thought that Solemn Strike or that Kaiju was going to get them game. And I brought back Herald anyways. And because they negated his effect with Strike, I didn't have to waste that many fairies. So when I revived him, I still had ammunition to continue negating. And it was so cute. It's an amazing play. Other than that, it's a rank 4 extender. And it's Monster Reborn at bare minimum. And then 3 copies of Dawn. That's pretty much going to sum up the main deck. As far as other spells go, Metal Force Fusion, Instant Fusion, I played them all. I played Upstart and 1 Day of Peace. I've played them all. Like, I'm just trying different things with the deck. I don't want to go back to something I already did, if that makes sense. I did it. I know how successful it is. I want to try new things and see how they work. Ultimately, this has been a long journey of searching of what's the best build on Herald, and I still haven't found it after trying 55 times. It just goes to show how good the deck really is and how flexible its engine is. 2 Heralds for the Gil Dagger. You're never going to be resolving his effect 3 times. The full-fledged Utopia package. And then my kind of pseudo Satellar Constellar package. I was playing M7, but I was playing M7 in Utopia Beyond. Then I started realizing in this build, I never ever want to overlay 2 Heralds. When I have double Herald, I just want to sit on them because if they Kaiju one, I keep it. If they strike one, I keep it. No matter what, they're going to lose. So double Herald's too important. You never want to sacrifice that insane board for like a simple rank 6 that just doesn't do what Herald does. And then we have Ouroboros. This is for like Lightsworns, Infernoids, you know, just milling decks. Then Ouroboros for when you're going first. When I was playing Gamma, it's so cute. Like, I was playing Gamma with the Saphir and all that. Like, you can Saphir them during in phase to discard the card from their hand. You can Gamma and then Omega banish a card. Ouroboros, like, if you open the nuts, if you have the stick chair with Gamma and like a pre-prep, right? Like, say you open pre-prep and like Benton and like Scepter and Gamma. Like, it's an insane opening. You like play pre-prep. They try to like Ash you or Joel you. You're like, Gamma, Omega banish a card. Then you go summon Saphira, activating Benton, search out the chair, and then like go stick chair, then Ouroboros, discard a card. Then Saphira in phase, discard another card. It's crazy. You can like hand rate people. This deck has like a lot of potential to do so many different things. This just like Regeki on legs. It's style points. Abyss Dweller because True Draco traps rape me. That's really like the only reason. Other than that, I can negate it, but the traps I can't negate them. Herald just can't. I even at one point, I'm sure you guys have seen it, was the Instant Fusion build. I was running 3 Instant Fusions and Dark Fire Dragon to try to summon Abyss Dweller first turn with Herald so that they wouldn't tribute the trap and kill me. But True Dracos aren't as prevalent as they were, so I'm not worried about that problem anymore. But Puska, I always call him Puska, aka Syphilis. The MST on legs, Tornado Dragon's actually a savage. And then a small little link package. Proxy, you naturally just link your Gil Dagger and your Herald of Perfection for the proxy, and the second Herald will be in like D or attack, depending if you have Honest. Then you drop the Christia. So if you open with Gil Dagger and pre-prep, or like just like Gil Dagger and Herald, you can do this. You can do it without pre-prep, but you just won't get as much advantage. You end with less cards, but you can end with Proxy, Herald, and also Saphira, which is really nice. Let's check the time on this video. Oh, cool. We're 14 minutes in, so I can actually show you guys. It's really simple. Like literally 2 cards that are at 3. How insane is that? This is just really high ceiling to me. In my opinion, it's really high ceiling. Cause like if you have no interference for this combo, which yeah, sure, interference exists, but the thing is, it's like how spirals are. If spirals don't get interfered, dude, like it's kind of that stuff that makes you want to rage quit. Like you're just gonna want to scoop. So Obviously, you go Gildagra and pre-prep. So let's say you go pre-prep, blah, blah, blah. This is, for example, if I had like a Gamma in my hand. If I was playing Gamma, I'd be like pre-prep, the best bait. They don't want you to get the +1. When you play it, they don't care what ritual deck you're playing. They're just like, that is a +1. I'm going to negate it because you probably really needed that. If you have the Gamma, you play the Gamma. If not, oh well. But we're playing this as if there's no interference. So you search out the Dawn, you search out the Herald. Then your normal Gildagra. 2-card combo, I promise. Gildagra's effect will dump these bad boys. Gildagra also makes it possible because he puts 2 fairies in the grave. So 1 and 2. So then you're going to search out Benton. And you're going to go ahead and search out not Herald, but you're going to search out a second of his ritual. At this point, what you're going to do, and look what this did. 2 cards got you 4. Tell me that's not insane. You're on a +2 right now. So you have 7 cards in hand. Imagine that, 7. But you're going to use some resources. And this is like, you're actually making somewhat of a board. It's more fun because you're not just making Herald and passing. It's a little bit more fun, I guess. You can say that way. Dawn. So the first Dawn is actually going to get banished. So you're going to go Dawn, tribute her. You're going to summon Herald in whatever position. And then Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, banish. And then add her back. And then you're going to search out the second Herald. Doing these off of 2 cards. Remember that. And then you're going to go ahead and activate the second Herald. Activate the second Dawn. You're going to tribute Benton. This time you're not going to use this effect. You're going to let it hit the grave. And you're going to summon the Herald in attack or D, whatever one. And Benton's effect will trigger. And you're going to go ahead and search out your Arc Lord Christia. You will then proceed to link summon using Gildagra and Herald of Perfection into proxy. Him being a light is an added bonus because you can drop Honest if need be so. And then you count your grave. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. And the cool thing is you've also gotten rid of your Gildagra, which can be a weakness to the combo because his attack is so low. And your life points are at 2,000. They can hit you with those cheap, cheesy, attack for game. You don't even get a negating thing. So you have exactly 4. You're going to go ahead and special summon Arc Lord Christia and use her effect. When she's summoned this way, which it says in her card effect, you target a fairy in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and add, Benton or Herald. Since Herald can get added from the graveyard to the hand off pre-prep, we'll just go ahead and add her. And pretty much those 2 cards have turned into this and 1 card. So you basically, when you just account for the card economy, you've -1 for this. So think of it this way, right? Our starting hand had 3 randoms. So this is guaranteed off of those 2 cards. And then the 3 randoms could be, Ritual Sanctuary, regular prep, Pot of Desires, which I'm praying that it is a Pot of Desires because now I have this, I just want fairies. And if not, it could just be 3 fairies. And if it's 3 fairies, you literally have Christia, 4 negates. They're going to scoop. It doesn't matter what deck it is. I think the only deck that could stop this would be like Dracos because they don't need a special summon. But don't forget, you can still negate. Unless they like hard draw a trap and the Draco without activating Diagram because it'll get negated. They can't really like deal with it head on. So it's a really, really nasty board. And it's just off of 2 cards. And you're playing a 40 card deck exactly. You can think of it as like less because you actually play so much draw power. And, Pot of Desires is like a double upstart. So there's a lot of ways to get to the combo. Sometimes I've even drawn into it off of Desires. It's a really, really, really nice combo. And it's simple. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the deck profile. I felt like I needed to do this because it's been so long since I've shown you guys my Heralds. And this is what I'm working with now. Let me know if you like it. And if you feel like it needs some work, let me know. Because I'm definitely always trying to perfect this deck. I feel like I've gotten to a point where it's like I have all the knowledge and the experience. I really just need to test certain things out. And it's not necessarily a big-headed, egotistical thing. It's just speaking from little experience. I just feel like I just need to test things out. That's honestly what I just need to do. I just need to start testing new things out and see how, certain ratios work out on this, that, and the other. That's a Herald right there. So yeah, God bless you guys. Make good choices. Stay tuned for future content because I got a lot of good deck profiles coming at you with no hand traps. I hope you guys are happy about that. Peace.